Okay, this is a quick video to help you with the few things on your project that you may not be sure about, you might need a refresher, and 2 things that you didn't learn before. So the first thing I want to talk about is circumference. I assume that you knew this, but I want to make sure that we are on the same page and that you do know this. Here's the circumference formula for a circle. Remember, circumference is like the perimeter around, or how long that curve is all the way around a circle. This is your formula, 2 pi r or pi d, both work, because 2 radiuses are a diameter. Here's my example, just a random example to show you how to use this. So it says 2 times pi times the radius. So I took out radius and I plugged in 6 because that is my radius. I did 2 times 3.14 times 6, and I got this answer on my calculator. And since it's like a perimeter or a kind of a line, it is just plain units, inches, feet, centimeters, whatever that might be. You can either use 3.14 or you can use the pi key, both are acceptable. So circumference, it is this length, 37.68 inches, this length of that black curve all the way around. Now what's new is a partial circumference. This part right here is new to you. So if you want to pause it and look at this for just a minute, I'm going to explain it. So the length of an arc is a partial circumference. What I just did was find the length all the way around. A partial circumference is finding the length of this arc right here, the length, not the degrees, the length. So the formula for that is very similar to what I just explained. The whole circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. To figure out that part, we're finding that fraction. The central angle over 360 is part of that whole circumference, which should make sense to you. So looking at my example, here's my formula that's in this pink box. I'm taking 2 times pi times the radius. Looking at my picture, the radius is 5. The central angle for this arc, this pink arc, the central angle is 98. And then the entire circle is 360. So 98 over 360 is going to help find that partial circumference. When you plug this into your calculator, 2 times 3.14 times 5 times 98 divided by 360, the length of this pink arc is 8.55 centimeters. It's partial circumference. If you need to watch that again, go ahead and do that. If you have questions, let me know. The other thing I want to talk about is area. So this is the basic that I wanted you guys to know without me explaining, but I do want to make sure that we're on the same page. So the area is all the inside part of this circle, kind of like putting carpet down. The area formula for a circle is pi r squared. So this example, my radius is 6. So you can see what I did. I took radius out and plugged in 6. So technically on my calculator, I did 36 times pi, and this is what I got for my answer. Because it's area, my units are units squared, because it's 2 dimensions, not just 1. So this is area. This is the formula that you would need. Partial area is called a sector area. Think about that like a piece of pie. If I took a piece of pie out, this is the entire pie, I can find that area. I just did that a minute ago. A sector area would be kind of like this entire part right here. All this spot inside, all that space. So the formula for that is very similar to what I talked about a minute ago. Area formula is pi r squared. To find this part of that entire area, we're going to take pi r squared times the central angle and divide by 360. So this particular problem, I did pi times the radius, which is 5 squared. The central angle for this sector is 98. Divide by 360. So again, what I need to plug in is the radius, the central angle, and we know that the entire circumference is 360 degrees. I shouldn't say circumference. The entire measurement all the way around the circle. So when we plug this into our calculator, 3.14 times 25 times 98 divided by 360, I got this as the area inside that sector. Sector is like a piece of pie. When you're talking about area, it's units squared. Again, it's 2 dimensions, so it's centimeters squared, inches squared, feet squared. If you have any questions on either of these new ideas, rewatch the video, ask me questions, make sure you understand it before you do your project.